I want to ask you back about you cleaned your body out to do this ayahuasca ceremony. What about after that? Did your diet change after you went through that process of going on raw foods? How do you think about food compared with energy and emotional wellness and spirituality and kind of what do you normally eat now and what's that process been like for you?
Yes, my journey with food, and again, it's really like what my journey with consumption is has been a roller coaster for a long time. I remember I was raw for that time for like 6 months, and then I started traveling internationally for the first time, and that took me by storm. I did not realize the kind of emotions and things that were going to arise through traveling, leaving the safety of everything I knew into new cultures, new environments. And I just wasn't equipped. I wasn't equipped emotionally, didn't have the tools to deal with all those things that came up. So, my diet suffered for that. That became a comfort for me, because that was always something I reached to, even growing up. Many of us do. Um, so yeah, and again, this was 13, 14 years ago now. So it has evolved a lot since. But I've always, fruit and food in its unadulterated state has always been like a mainstay. Even if other things will enter into that scheme, that is always part of it, particularly fruit. So that is one food that it is just never adding to like my ill-being. It's always adding to my well-being. So that has been consistent. For now, I've been just on raw food for the past almost a couple months. And then before that, it was probably, I don't know, like 80% fruit and then like a salad or some simple meal at night, maybe something cooked. Um, just kind of flowing with it. Again, I'm not dogmatic about it. I know
Hmm.
when I need something, and even when I know I need it just for emotional comfort, I just try not to go too far out of my boundaries and you know, um, but yeah, I've been just on raw for the past couple months and mostly fruit because that's what's that's what tastes good and feels good to me. And but I feel honestly, Dave, this couldn't come at a better time because I feel the most balanced I've been in my whole life in these past couple months. And I think we spoke in January. I did a fast at the end of January and February and just reset everything. And I have just been feeling wonderfully balanced since then and know what I need, know what feels right, following my intuition, and just feel like my learning process is also increasing and becoming faster. Before I might have gone off my track. And when I say my track, that's just like done things that are unwholesome, whether I've consumed greedily or consumed things that I know weren't good for me or that feel bad. Uh, I'm able to come back on track much faster. So that mechanism that brings me back to equilibrium is very strong right now. And so I'm really just supporting that. And and what it comes down to is just me taking care of me. I mean, when I take great care of myself, physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, everything else falls in place. But when I start putting too much energy in others or in things that really don't concern me, being in other people's circuses, whatever it is, it scatters my mind and I lose equanimity. So I've just taken the time to do what's best for me and letting the chips fall where they may.
Okay, and by equanimity, you mean stock, or what does that mean?
I just mean balance, I guess, like balance of my mind and um yeah, my balance of my mind,
Okay,
basically.